there, this is Mila Forzizi with Principal Pilates, and thank you for joining me in our little 30-minute Pilates workout. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to turn to the side of my mat because I would like us to start with a roll down. So my feet are about hips width apart. I'm going to soften my knees. Try not to just push your kneecaps back like that. Pull your abs in, let your arms dangle. Bring the arms up, nod your chin. Bend your knees in your rib cage and just round down as you're stretching the spine all the way to the floor. And while I'm down here, I'm just going to hold opposite elbows here, and I'm just going to do a little sway with the shoulders, which is also going to move my hips and just kind of get everything all loose and ready to go. And then I'll go ahead and let my arms dangle. I'm going to push into the heels of my feet, tighten my belly, and use my glutes and hamstrings to roll myself back up, stacking the shoulders over the hips. And then again, I'm going to bring my arms up. And as I exhale, I'm going to soften my knees, nod my chin, round down. You can see how I'm rounding through my mid-back, and then I'm running through my low back. And then I'm going to come all the way down, keep bending the knees, and come into an all-fours position. So I would like you to try to focus on keeping your low back from either rounding or tucking or tilting, or worse, arching. So just have a nice straight back, roll your shoulders back, look out through the tops of the eyeballs and relax the shoulders from the ears and pull the abs in. On your inhale breath, go ahead and tilt your pelvis and open up your collarbones. Feel that spinal extension occur. And then as you exhale from your tailbone, curl under, pull your belly in, round up your back and let your head dangle. Now from here, I'm just going to shift my weight onto the hands. I'm going to curl my toes. I'm going to lift my knees off, and it's firing my abdominals. And that's kind of what we want to do, right? Wake everything all up. And I'm going to go ahead and set the knees down, sit back into our rest pose, shake out my hands a little bit. And then I'm going to lie down on my back with my knees bent. They are, again, hips width apart. Arms are by my side. Now, usually when we start laying down on our back, we tilt our pelvis, right? So I want you to think of lengthening your pelvis away from you. That might cause your rib cage to arch. So in order to accommodate that, imagine folding these ribs in so that your mid-back on your mat or your floor connect. And if you level your pelvis and close your ribs, your whole abdominal wall is fired up and ready to go. And if you were to flip me over on my hands and knees again, that would be the plank position that we're going to be doing a little bit later on. So from here, let's start with some knee lifts to where we're just waking up the hip flexors. Now, I am not tilting my pelvis, so I'm only able to move within a certain range of motion, and most of us are the same way. So our pelvis is level, it's not tilting as I pick up my knees, and I just call this, warming up the hip flexors because they tend to get grabby, especially as we do things like bent knee roll-ups or even teasers. One more to each leg. And then I'm going to keep my legs in tabletop position, so I'm going to take my right leg up, followed by my left leg. Bring the legs in together, and tabletop is ideally knee over hip. And if you can look at my ankle bones, they're an extension of my knees. Now, I'm working really hard not to tilt my pelvis backwards. Notice how I just did that, and my bottom just kind of went backwards. So lengthen your tailbone down, pulling your abs in. Open up your collarbones, and then I'm going to just reach my right big toe down towards the mat, and then pick it back up. Same thing with the left. And so here, my low belly is working really hard, not to tilt and not to arch. My front abs are helping me stabilize that rib cage. And I'm just going to do one more to each side, and that's a nice low belly workout. And then I'm going to place my feet down. Bring the legs in together. Notice where my feet are. They're away from my bottom. This is roughly called the hook line position, and it keeps the pelvis level. So from here, I'm going to do a chin tuck with a shoulder lift using only my abdominals right from here. Belly stays tight on the pelvis. So I'm going to tuck my chin. I'm going to use my front abs to lift my shoulders, let my fingertips slide. Now, typically when we do this, sometimes we tend to tilt the pelvis towards your face. So draw your pubic bone away from your nose And then roll it back down and look up towards the ceiling. Open your collarbones. Press your knees in together if you like. Nod your chin. Let your shoulders lift. My fingertips just slide a little bit. I'm really pressing my sacrum down, and then I'm coming back down. One more time, and we're going to hold it up. So nod your chin. Lift your shoulders from your abs and hold. And I'm pressing my tailbone down. I'm going to float my arms up, and I'm in my hundreds position. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anytime you need a break during this exercise, just put your head and shoulders down. Pull your stomach in as much as you can and try to find the lift right here from the rib cage to pick up the shoulders. Now, if you can progress along with me, taking one leg up at a time. I'm going to find that tabletop position that I was in earlier. Still squeezing my knees together to make my connections, lifting up my shoulders from my abs. And then maybe you can lengthen those legs out. I like to do a little turn out, connect my heels, reaching my toes long. Let's just do 2 more breaths. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend your knees, put your head and feet down. And then I'm going to turn to look over my left shoulder, roll through the back of my head, and turn to look over my right shoulder, and then look back up to center. So now I'm going to slide those feet away from me. I'm going to get my tailbone down, and we're actually going to roll all the way up. So extend your arms to the ceiling, and notice how my hands are a little bit in front of my shoulders. I can actually see them with my eyes, and that just kind of helps me connect my arms back down into the floor. From here, I'm just going to extend overhead, pulling my ribs closed, and then I'm going to draw the arms forward, nod the chin, push down into my sacrum as I lift my shoulders and roll all the way up. If you need to grab the back of your thighs to come up, come up. Now try not to sit all the way up like this. Sit behind your sits bones. This is your teaser position. Extend your arms in front of you, then tilt your pelvis and roll back. Squeeze your knees together for support to come all the way down. Head goes down, arms go overhead. Now I'm not popping my chest up, right? Bring the arms forward, nod the chin, lift the shoulders, push down into your sacrum to roll up. And then tilt to roll back down. Let's just do one more inhale. Exhale, nod the chin, lift the shoulders, and come all the way up. Good, and then this time, as we go back down, bone by bone by bone, just rest your arms and hands down by your side. Okay, for the leg circle, I'm going to stretch out my left leg and flex my foot, pull my toes backwards. Pull the right knee into your chest, and if you want, you can hold the shin and just kind of give it a little hug. And then lengthen that right leg up towards the ceiling. Now, try to move your leg a little bit away from you so you feel the pelvis down onto the mat. And then a little turn out is always helpful to sort of activate this adductor over here. Open up the collarbones, and I'm going to cross down around and up with a pause. Over, around, and reach. Now, you can make your circle as big or as small as you like, but remember, you're not moving, okay? So try not to roll around with your pelvis. The only thing that's moving is the leg. One more in this direction. Hold it here and reverse. Open, reach across and lift. And we want to try to keep that a circle, a true circle, not going out too wide. Here's 2 more in this direction. And then I'm going to hold it at the top. Bend the knee. Slide that right leg out as I bend my left knee. Flex your right foot. Hug your left knee into you. Just hold the shin. Try not to hold the kneecap. And then extend the leg nice and long. And again, try to keep my leg. Notice how I'm not pulling it up like this. It's away from me so that my pelvis stays level. A little external rotation to activate the adductor, and I'm going to go across, down, around, and up. Over, around, and reach. Now I am putting a little bit of energy into my toes, so I've got that plantar flexion going. I call it the ballerina toe. I'm trying to keep nice and still. I'm a little bit more stable with my right leg down. Let's do one more in this direction. Pause at the top and then reverse. Open, reach across and lift with that little pause before you change. Open up your collarbones, pull your abs in tight. 2 more in this direction. And then on this last one, we'll hold it there, bend the knee, and put the foot down. Good, slide both feet in. And we're coming into that hook line position again. I'm not going to do any rolling of the spine, just in case you aren't able to do that. I don't want you to feel like you're left out of an exercise. So normally we would roll the spine a little bit before the ab series, but we're going to go right into the ab series. This variation, it's one of my favorite variations because it involves no props. I'm just going to lightly place my fingertips behind my head. I'm not stacking and I'm not interlacing. Yes, you can progress to stack your hands and really lengthen the neck, but for now, just try to keep your elbows wide open. Okay, so from here, I'm going to nod my chin and feel my shoulders lift. Then I'm going to drop my tailbone back down. Notice how that little movement. So this is a pelvic tilt. And then lengthen that down, right? Pick up the right knee, pick up the left leg. All right, from here, single leg stretch. One knee pulls in, the other leg reaches out long. Now keep pulling that other knee in, and then switch with that same pause. And switch, and switch. So I'm really reaching through my toes, and I'm using my belly as much as I can to pull this opposite knee in. Eyes are on my belly, just to remind myself to keep my sacrum down. Let's just do one more to each leg. There's one, then the other. Then the knees come in, the feet rest, and release the head. And if you need to, shake out those arms, that's fine, especially if you have any tightness in the shoulder joints or AC joints here. Okay, so hands come behind the head again. Nod the chin, lift the shoulders, press that sacrum down, pulling your stomach in. This time we're going to pick up both legs into tabletop, and I'm going to do a little double leg stretch variation. So I'm going to connect my heels and open my knees in what I like to call the frog position. Notice how my knees are over my hips. My tailbone is down, my abs are tight. Squeeze the insides of the heels together, lengthen out, and bring it back in. Double leg stretch. Reach and pull. Focus on the level pelvis. Notice how my feet drop as I go out, and then lengthen back up. And I'm using my upper abs to lift my shoulders. Two more. Reach it and return. Here's that last one. Lengthen and bring it in. Let your knees come together, the feet down, the head rest, and shake out those arms. Okay, let's do that classical version of the straight leg stretch, also known as scissors. This time I'm going to start with my knees up, tailbone down. I'm going to nod my chin, lift my shoulders, extend my right leg. Now, you can hold the back of the thigh, and sometimes it'll help you lift up a little bit more. Maybe you can reach the calf. Maybe you can put your fingertips on your ankle area, but you got to keep that tailbone down. So my opposite leg extends, and I'm really pressing my tailbone down, looking at my stomach. I'm going to do a little tug, tug. As I switch, I'm going to catch my leg. Tug, tug, switch and catch. Now, the most important leg is not the one that you're doing your single leg stretch with. It is the one that is extended. I see a lot of this sometimes in my class, and basically your hip flexor has to pick up that leg. But if I just hover it in the 45, my stomach works to do that. One more to each leg. Get a nice little hamstring stretch while you're here. And then bend the knees and let everything rest. Now, since that was unsupported, with the hands, if that's too much for you, you can do the exact same thing with your hands behind your head, curling up and scissoring those legs. Okay, same difference. All right, double leg lower lift. We're going to do a variation called, in the industry, the dolphin. So again, I'm going to place my hands behind the head, nod the chin, let my shoulders lift, press my sacrum down, pick up the knees, and I'm going to start in that tabletop position. Now, notice where my thighs are, right over my hips. All I'm going to do is extend my knees, and I like my little Pilates V feet. Then I'm going to lower it just a little without arching, and then I'm going to return to tabletop. So it's up, lengthened, and tabletop. One more. Up, lengthened, and tabletop. Reverse that. Reach it out, lift, no flinging, and then bend. And then reach out and lift and bend. One more time. Out, lift, and bend the knees, put the feet down, rest the head. We're going to do a modification with the Criss Cross, which is the last of the 5 abdominal exercises. So I'm going to start with my right leg in tabletop. My left hand is behind my head. My right arm is down by my side. Notice my left knee is just kind of bent. I'm scooching it out of the way a little bit so that I can level my pelvis and really pull my abs in. And I'm simply going to nod my chin, lift my shoulders, and instead of pulling my elbow to the knee, I'm going to think about this left rib cage right here, lifting to go over my thigh and return. Lift and return. If you need to rest your head after each rep, that's fine. So, which oblique are we working? Technically, it's the opposite. So you would think left, but today I'm really feeling it in my right oblique. One more to each side. And then, or in each direction, and then release. Good, now let's just switch it. Okay, so here's my left leg and tabletop. I'm leaving my right leg down, but I'm moving it away so my pelvis is nice and level. Left arm down by my side, right arm, just a little fingertips behind the head. I find that if I put my palm behind my head, I push my head forward. So I don't want you to do that, right? I want you to resist your head into your fingertips. Nod your chin, feel the shoulders lift, and then same thing. I'm going to take this right rib cage and I'm just going to lift it towards the left. Lift. Oblique work is small and precise. Tailbone is down, remember. Just a little turn. And now I'm starting to feel this more on this left side for 3 and 2 and 1, and then release. Now, if you master that over time, you can take the feet up and do your, the bicycle that we do in the gym or in other fitness classes. But 90% of the time, everyone rolls their pelvis up and flexes their spine and pulls with their elbows. So master that, then your obliques get strong, and then you can show them how it's really done in your next fitness class. Okay, so from here, I'm going to rock all the way up and sit up nice and tall into my spine, stretch forward. My feet are going to be about hips width apart. So I've got a nice big mat. If you have a thick mat like I do, a little trick is to roll the mat up and do a little hip elevation. So my sits bones are right there on the edge. And notice how it kind of made me tilt. That's fine. If you have tightness in the low back or the hamstrings, you can lift those knees up a little bit, but I'm able to kind of press a little bit, not through extension, but I'm reaching through my heels to pull my legs long. Stack your shoulders over your hips, extend your arms, nod your chin. I'm going to do a rib cage bend right here. Bend your rib cage. I'm going to reach the arms out of their sockets, but notice how I'm not doing a yoga forward fold. And I feel the stretch from the bottom of my ribs to the top of my pelvis. And then I'm just going to bring it back up, just like that. Nod your chin, bend your ribs, and lengthen. I know there's 300 variations of this, but I find this most effective to just keep the movement small. And then we'll do that one more time. Nod the chin, reach. I'm going to pull my shoulders down, pull my rib cage back, lengthen through. I felt my shoulders go up. Reach, reach, reach. And then come all the way up. Good. I'm going to let my hands down so I can undo my rolled up mat. And we're going to do an open leg rocker prep. So as I said before, we're not going to rock on the spine, but we are going to do a little bit of a balance movement here. So right hand into my right ankle. I'm going to pick that foot up and I'm just going to give it a little stretch. Okay, notice I'm not pulling it all the way up to my face, but I'm trying to lengthen out and I'm nice and supported on my bottom. Then I'm going to put that one down. I'm going to do the same thing to the left. And then I'm going to put that down, and then I'm going to pull my tiptoes in, grab both ankles. I'm going to tilt my pelvis a little bit, pull my abs in, find my balance, and then carefully extend. Now, I have been practicing this for a long time, so I can hold my ankles. Maybe you're here with your calves, or maybe you're here with your thighs and your knees are bent. I'm okay with that, and you should be too. So pull your abs in, feel your tummy scoop, and hold your balance. You should be right there between glute and glute, right? And then go ahead and release your legs and put your feet down. Let's turn over onto our stomachs for a little bit of spinal extension. So I like spinal extending this way. Normally in the repertoire, we focus on more of that little baby cobra that we do also in yoga. But I'm going to stretch my arms out. I'm resting my chin. My feet are about hips width apart because that's just comfortable for me. You might be able to bring your legs together and connect your heels. That's a little pinchy for my SI joints. So I'm just going to separate the feet, but I'm still lengthening through my big toes. I'm going to lift my face up, and I'm going to lift my arms up the same distance. Press your fingers and thumbs together. Take the breath in, sweep the hands. Notice how I'm not looking up. I'm looking down out of my eyeballs, and I'm lifting my chest with my abdominals, and then I'm going to come back down. It's not a big lift, right? Draw the arms, lift the chest, but I'm rolling my shoulders back. I feel my shoulders blades come together as my arms squeeze in towards my rib cage, and then I'm coming back down. One more time. Lift your chest with your abs, sweep your hands towards your hips, lengthen through, and then as I come back down, I'm going to rest the chin. Place your hands by your chest, press yourself up into all fours, and give yourself a little flexion, little child's pose, little shell pose. Always try to do flexion after you do any kind of extension. Okay, now I'm gonna come back down onto the mat for bridging. So my feet are, again, hips width apart. I pulled my feet in as best as I can underneath my knees. Before we move, I like to shake my shoulders out a little bit, press my hands down, and then I'm using the back of my arms and the back of my shoulder blades as support. So open up your collarbones, pull your front ribs closed, pull your low belly closed. Now, tighten up your glutes without doing anything. Feel a little press into the heel of the foot and the big toes, right? Without grabbing. Activate your seat, and then just simply lift your hips. And I'm staying on my shoulder blade. Okay, so you probably can't see. Here we go. I'm picking up my shirt a little bit so you can see my bottom's up, but look, my shoulder blade's down. And I'm feeling it in my glutes and in my hamstrings. And then I'm going to lengthen all the way back down. The number one thing I see is everybody wants to just arch their spine up, right? And then your knees go flailing out to the side. So try not to do that. Try to keep pressing down into your feet, down into your shoulder blades, squeeze your glutes and lift. And then really get you into your booty and into your hamstrings and what I like to call that thigh area where your bottom meets your thigh. I'm on my shoulder blades. Notice how my chin's away from my chest. And from here, I have so much stability that I can just pick up my right leg and then maybe reach it up and then maybe lower it in line with my left and lift. Pressing nice and even into the shoulder blades and even into my left foot. One more time, lower, lift and hold, bend your knee, put that foot down, and then come back down, okay? I always like to pause before we go to the other side because 9 times out of 10, the tendency is to bring that leg back into center and cheat on your balance, okay? So here we go, open the collarbones, press into the arms, tighten your stomach, tighten your glutes, push into your feet, squeeze it up. And I'm not arching my spine, I'm really trying to keep my shoulder blades down for stability, pressing into my arms for stability, and now I can bring that left leg up without even rocking, reach it long. Ooh, I'm gonna boost through my hip a little bit more, halfway lower without dropping that hip, and lift. Halfway lower, and lift. One more time, halfway lower, lift and hold. Bend that knee, put that foot down, and let your spine come down. Good job. Hug your knees into your chest. And I'm just going to roll over onto my side to face you. Lots of side kick variations. I've been practicing this one lately, and it's kind of my favorite because it helps you get a little bit more into your side transversus, which is a portion of your abdominal system, more than any other exercise without equipment, at least in my opinion. So my legs are going to go long. I hope I don't kick my box there. Stack your feet, and then I'm going to just stretch that arm that I'm lying down on and use it as a pillow. Now I'm scooching around, so my hips are stacked, okay? Shoulders are stacked as well. My opposite arm's in front of my chest, and it's going to prevent me from doing this, right? Okay, so roll the shoulders back. You have, lots of variations here. I'm flexing through my feet. I'm just going to float my top leg up and bring it back down. Now, it may look I'm just going up and down, but what I'm really trying to do is before I lift, I'm microscopically pulling it backwards so I can stay back here. That's where I'm trying to target. 3 and 2 and hold. Notice how it's not too high. I'm really lengthening now my bottom leg, flex, 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 and I'm gonna pull my bottom leg up to meet it and lower. Look, I barely touched, okay? I'm getting more of my inner thighs together. Inner thighs together. 3 and 2 and 1. And then take a pause, okay? Now I'm gonna start to put it together. So I'm gonna lift the top, lift the bottom, lower the bottom, lower the top. Same thing, pull it microscopically back and up, microscopically back and up, down and down, up, up, down, down. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm really starting to feel my side waist work. Relax through the shoulders. Let's do one more, up, up, down, and pause. Now, as we lift both legs, focus on this area here. So you can either point your feet or flex. I'm going to keep my feet flexed, and I'm going to lift from my side waist and return. So I feel it right here. Lift and return. Obviously, I'm pressing into the ground for support, but I'm lengthening my legs out. My knees aren't bending, and they're only lifting to my side waist capability right here. 3 and 2 and 1. And rest. And hopefully you felt that through your side waist. Okay, so let's come to the other side. Again, I'm going to stack my legs. I'm going to flex through my feet. I'm sitting literally on top of my hip, so everything's nice and stacked. And then I'm going to slide my arm out and use my bicep as a little pillow. Again, opposite arm in front. Everything's stacked, lengthens and stretches through. Abs are tight. Booty is a little bit out so that I'm not tucking under. That's another big thing to avoid, is the tuck of your pelvis under. Okay, float the top leg up and down. Again, I'm microscopically pulling it back, just starting to wake up this portion of my glutes. It's the glute med. How about 3 and 2 and hold. Again, not too high. Bottom leg, reach it away from you before you lift it and down. Now I've got my strong right leg that's lifting towards my left one. So yeah, I am kind of touching the heels, whereas I really kind of struggled with that on the other side, but you know, it's okay. One side's always more strong than the other, right? Here's 2 and 1 and pause. Okay, now we're gonna combine the 2, abs tight, tailbone lengthens out, no tuck under. Top leg floats, bottom leg meets it, bottom leg lowers, top leg lowers. Try not to roll backwards. I just totally rolled backwards. Up, up, down, down. Lift, in, down. That's it. Nice, easy shoulders, especially the one that's acting as my little brace. 2 more sets. Last set. And pause. Ooh, I'm really feeling into that outer hip. Now I'm going to try to use my side waist to lift both legs up. Pull your legs away from your head. Use your side waist to lift and return. Lift and return. Reach out and up. Think side waist. Last 4 and 3. I'm not trying to pull my toes forward. I'm just trying to lift it. Last 1 and rest. Good. All right, let's come to a seated position. And we're going to work on a little bit of teaser preps. So knees are bent. Press together. Notice where my feet are. They're away from my bottom. I got long legs, so the more I push them out, the more I can stay centered just behind my sits bones. I got my belly scooped in, and we did this before, right? Remember we were rolling up? So we're going to do the reverse. Take your arms out in front of you, tilt your pelvis to roll back. Let your head come down. Let your arms gently extend overhead. Bring the arms forward, nod the chin, and roll up. Now, from here, I'm just going to float my right leg up, glue your knees together. Okay, roll back and roll up. 1 more. Roll back, tilt, press that sacrum down so that your pelvis doesn't rock. Come on up. Now let's stay here and do a little rotation. So rotate over your right leg, rotate away from the right leg. Let's go over, turn your rib cage, your shoulders, and your head. Come back to center, let go of that right leg, extend that left leg out, squeeze them together, and tilt and roll back. Lengthen that tailbone down, reach overhead, draw the arms forward, nod the chin, lift the shoulders, push down into your sacrum to come up. Do that 1 more time. Remember, you've got knees bent, so if you need to grab the back of your thigh to help you up, that's okay. We're just practicing here, right? And then I'm going to turn over the left leg and away. I'm rotating through my waist as best as I can. 1 more. Getting those shoulders away from my head. And then I'm going to hold. Ooh, here's the hard part. Ooh, both legs up. Woo, teaser. Hold. Don't roll backwards. Oh, I'm going to roll backwards. Bend your knees and come all the way down. Hug your knees into your chest. Awesome. Okay, so let's come into an all fours position. Just like we did in the beginning. And make sure your shoulders are over your wrists. Your knees are right underneath the hips. Go ahead and do another cat-cow sequence. So arch the back, open up the collarbones. Try not to fling your head up. Pull your shoulders away from your head and look straight out of your eyeballs. And then from your pelvis, curl under, round through the spine. Let your head dangle. And then find a nice, flat, low back right here. Close your front rib cage. Pull your low belly in. Extend your legs back. Here's your plank. So remember, we don't want to be up here, nor do we want to be here. Okay, so find that happy medium. I'm closing my front ribs. I'm pulling my stomach in. Tons of plank variations if you need to be down onto your forearms, like such. This is technically a little harder. Curl your tailbone underneath you so that slight little pelvic tilt will kind of help any pinching in the low back. Otherwise, I'm going to go back into my hands. I'm going to hold that plank for one more breath. Separate your feet, lift your hips, pike it up, and walk to your hands. Not all the way. I'm going to stack my hips right over my ankle bones, right over here. Okay, so I'm not trying to push and shove my bottom backwards. Stack it. Walk over to your right hand, maybe bring your nose to your knee. And then walk over to your opposite side. Try to bring your nose to your knee, and then come back to center. Bend your knees deep. Remember that roll-up that we did? So I'm going to just bring my feet a little bit together. Start getting ragdolly in the arms and then in the head. Knees are soft. I'm pushing to my heels. And I'm rounding my spine up. Trying to stack the joints. Knees over ankles, hips over knees, shoulders over hips. My chin lifted last. Pull the shoulders up. Reach it back and down. I'm going to turn to take the arms up. Do a little side bend here. Over to the right side. And think about the outer foot on that same side that you're reaching. Can you push the outer edge of the heel down and find more length and more stretch? Maybe even that opposite arm reaching to the floor. Now use your core here. Pull up with your abs. Reach both arms high and then just let go and find that length on the other side. And again, I'm thinking about extending through my fingertips, pressing through that outside edge of my right foot, finding more length, reaching my left arm down in opposition. Ooh, I just opened up a whole bunch more. And I'm using my core to come back to center. And then as I open up the arms a little bit, lift the heart towards the sky. I'm not trying to arch. I'm just trying to create space as I pull my ribs off my hips and breathe space into your low back and all your discs and joints. And let's see if we can take that space with us for the rest of our day. Exhale. Thank you so much for joining me in our little Pilates practice, and I look forward to seeing you next time.